guys, Elizabeth here. I hope you're doing well and that you're having a great day so far. Today, we're going to be talking about 20 habits that can help you have a happy and successful life. Let's get started. So number 1, know that what you focus your mind on grows bigger. So this is essential. Focus is one of the biggest things and most important things for achieving success in your life. And if you're spending time with your focus and your mind on negative things, on negative people, on negative circumstances, on problems, on frustrations, things that aren't going to propel you forward, then you are wasting your time. We all have 24 hours in a day. We all have this limited amount of time. It's actually a lot of time if it's used appropriately and effectively. But if we are spending all this time focusing on problems and drama and negativity, things we can't change, etc., and stuff that's not propelling us forward or helping us with our dreams, we are wasting time and we're not using it effectively. So please, I implore you, this is one of the biggest things to work on is your mindset and unlocking the potential within yourself to actually achieve your goals. You can. We all can. We can achieve whatever we want to achieve, regardless of our circumstance, regardless of our background, regardless of what we've been through. We can make a change if we have the information and then we choose to move forward. And our minds and our focus and our attention is going to be broken down and it's going to be competing with other things constantly, or these emotions will come up or this drama will come up. It's going to force you to maybe think about it. But you have to stay so laser focused and say, I'm not going to waste my time on this. I am not going to spend that time on that. I'm not going to be negative. I'm going to choose to be positive. I'm going to choose to do actions that will propel my emotions and my state into a different place and a different being. I am going to set habits and goals and systems so that I can achieve success. So really, really focus on this one. I can talk more about it in another video, but honestly, this is critical to success. 2 is to not take things so personally. So this really exposes your own inner work. And I did a lot of this in my 20s. And it's important to really work on yourself and to not take things so personally. 99% of the time, people don't mean it, or those people are the ones with the problems and they're insecure. And you're letting that get in the way. Are you really going to listen to some comments? Even on YouTube, I'm just sharing information. I'm having fun with it. And there's been some comments and it's like, okay, but I could either just totally stop this or I could listen to those comments. And, they don't fully know me. People don't fully know you. And maybe they do know you and they're just trying to bring you down, right? And so anyways, don't let these little things get to you. I think it's really critical to work on your opinion of you. What do you think of you? What do the people closest to you think of you? But really at the end of the day, it's what you think about you. So if you like you, if you've worked on you, then don't worry about other people and what they're saying. Yes, constructive feedback and criticism is great. And it's a really valuable tool if you want to be successful, but really don't be brought down by the negativity and don't take things so personally. Maybe they didn't even mean it in a mean way. They just came across in a way that didn't resonate with you and that kind of upset you. So don't take it personally. Let things slide off your back and keep rolling forward with those habits and those things that will actually help you be successful. Number 3 is to practice gratitude daily, right? Right now, how many of you have something in your life or multiple things in your life that you didn't multiple years ago or a year ago, 5, 10 years ago? Something that you had hoped for, you prayed for, you wished for. I know that's the case for me. I did this gratitude exercise and I needed to write some things that I was grateful for within the past year. And I just kept writing things down. It doesn't have to be this huge thing. Maybe it is, but there's probably lots of little things, some medium things, and huge things. And honestly, those little things add up to these big things. Be grateful. It will magnify your life and joy and potential. And these laws of attraction and things, the more grateful you are for what you already have, the more likely you will get even more, which that's not the goal of it, right? But be grateful, appreciate what you have. Life is a gift. And I think constantly thinking about that and thinking about your blessings while also striving for more is essential. So appreciate what you have. I challenge you to write down 5 things that you are grateful for and that you appreciate in your life. Number 4, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. You don't have to act entitled or be rude, but if someone says something that isn't true or that really gets to you, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself if they're bullying you. Of course, you can ignore things and not give it your time and attention. I think I do that a lot. I've started to learn. I've tried to work with certain people or over the years or things, and the communication just isn't working, or someone just doesn't want to work with you or chooses to paint you in this light or whatever, or there's just two problems that you have a disagreement on, you just aren't seeing eye to eye, it's sometimes best to just ignore the situation and just to move on and to focus your attention on other things. But at the end of the day, sometimes you need to stand up for yourself, and you can decide what to do with that. Number 5, ask for 100% of what you want from 100% of the people 100% of the time. So what I mean by this and what I like about this is if you want something in your life, communicate it. I think that is something for young people and honestly any adults as well, to learn what do you need, what do you want, and then be comfortable enough to tell someone that and to say, hey, this is what I need. I'm just being honest here. I want to be candid. I want to be clear. And I think that's really helped me in my life is number 1, get clear yourself. Figure out what you actually want, right? I think that is something that really, really helps people. And a lot of people don't know. If you ask them what do they want, or they expect other people to know what they want, or just to do these things for them and be mind readers, or you try to sneakily say something or creatively say something, or try to get it to work. No, just be clear. Just be clear. And honestly, most people will appreciate that candidness, that candor, and that honesty, and just saying, hey, look, this is what I need, or hey, I honestly feel like I need this, or hey, I'm struggling with this, or hey, I'd really like to do this new position, or whatever it is. Do this in your relationships, do this at home, do this at work, do this in your everyday life, and just be honest. It really, really makes a difference. You can be sincere, you can be compassionate, you can see what they need too, and to try to communicate, but we can all do that in a respectful way. And honestly, I think if we got more clear ourselves, and then if we communicated with others and we all just did that, I think life would be a lot easier. I know my husband and I are really good about doing that, and it makes a huge difference. And I've gotten so much better about that. I just say, hey, this is what I need. And sometimes you might feel bad about saying something that you need, or you feel bad, or you feel guilty asking someone, especially if it's a business venture, relationship, or whatever. But honestly, it's okay. And you don't have to be rude about it and just be like, I need this and I need this, right? No. You don't have to do that. Of course, come with it from just an honest and empathetic point of view, and just be genuine, right? I think that can resonate with a lot of people and will help you have better relationships and ultimately a better life. Number 6, learn to like rejection. All right. If you're in sales, if you do any job like that, or if you've been through experiences in your life where you just are honest and ask and say, hey, can I have this? Or, hey, would you like to buy this? Hey, can I get this job? Or you apply and you're rejected. That's great. There's actually a really famous billionaire, and her dad said, Sarah Blakely, she's the founder of Spanx. I probably will do a video on some things that I've learned from her, but her dad was disappointed in her and her brother if they didn't fail at something that week. So he'd be like, hey, what'd you fail at this week? And they're like, what? Or they'd eventually say, I failed at this. He's like, that's awesome. High five. And even in teaching, like some kids get so frustrated with the kids if they make a mistake and they make fun of them and stuff. And I'm like, don't do that. Like, you're actually going to prevent them from being successful. Some kids, that motivates them and then they do better the next time. But a lot of people, that paralyzes them and they're scared to fail. They're scared to make mistakes. So learn to like rejection, learn to be okay with that. Like, who cares? That's where getting comfortable with who you are is so important, because at the end of the day, it's not a reflection of who you are as a person, or even if it is, you know who you are as a person and you're comfortable with yourself, but you're never going to get something if you don't try. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. All successful people, even the best basketball players, Kobe Bryant, all of them, you know how many shots they actually miss in order to make all the ones that they do? They miss a lot, but they don't go, oh, I must be horrible at basketball. They keep going. So don't be fearful of rejection, and don't let that paralyze you. Number 7, recognize that money gives you freedom. So freedom is amazing. And money is a tool, right, to give you that freedom. That's why I talk about it, because I really am passionate about people living a happier and healthier life and not being so stressed. As I've gotten older, I've seen just so many problems in people who are stressed and overwhelmed, and just their lives, it's just tough. And so that's one reason I talk about finances, because that could be a major pain point for people. Number 1, being in debt and living just a really debt-filled life can be so overwhelming and stressful, but also having to go to work when you don't want to, or you don't like the job, all of those things, it's so taxing on your mind and your body. And so seeing that money gives you freedom and trying to live in a way to earn that freedom and try to buy assets and buy time and save and invest so that you can have a brighter future and so that you can choose what you do with your time instead of letting your time be controlled by money and having to pay your bills and stuff. Number 8, remember to always negotiate. So don't just take what someone offers you face value, right? You want to negotiate. Negotiating is a skill. I know if you're a parent or a teacher or something, you can get probably frustrated when a child just keeps negotiating back and forth with you. But actually, I'm working on encouraging that because negotiating can be a good skill, even though it might be annoying, of course, because it's nice if someone just accepts what you say and they don't challenge it or they don't try to bargain with you. But it's actually a great skill and can really set your kids up for success and can help you in your life. If you don't ask, you're never going to get it, like I was talking about earlier. So if you are trying to get a job and they offer you money, like really look into how to negotiate for a salary. I know I didn't really do this very well with my first software engineering job. I did not do that as well. I know I could have gotten more money, but that's okay. And it's a lesson. So don't be afraid to negotiate. Don't be afraid to figure out, hey, what do you want out of the negotiation? But what do they want? How can we meet in the middle? How can we make both parties happy? That's where the best business and the best success and the best relationships come from, is when you both meet in the middle. You both kind of try to solve the problem for each other and help each other out. It's not just like a one-sided thing. So negotiation skills are critical and can really help you in your life. Number 9, start investing early and often. The earlier you start, the better. I've done videos on my channel about how parents, you can set your kids up if you're financially able to, or when you're financially able to. That time is critical for that compounding effect. And as Ed Milet says, compound pounding. So if you keep compounding over time, eventually you're going to see these major, major results. And there's actually this compound effect in life. There's the book called The Compound Effect, which I would love to do a video on. It's super, super fascinating about how you keep going, and eventually you will see the results. So make sure you invest early for your retirement, for your life. You do not want to have to work when you're older if you can help it. You want to work maybe on things that you want to work on. How awesome would that be to be able to choose what you do with your time in your life? So many people, because of money and because of the world being reliant on money, you have to work, you have to keep going, you have to go and be able to fund the lifestyle that you have and to help your kids and all that stuff. And so that's why investing is critical, because it gives you freedom, it gives you time, it gives you choice to do what you want to do in the world. So invest early and often. 10, do things one at a time. How many of you are multitaskers out there? That's amazing, that's great. But actually, when you do one thing at a time, you're more focused, you're more productive, the product is better. So especially when you're trying to do important tasks, do it one at a time. Even with your relationships, this will help you to be happier when you're actually focused with your kid. Even if it's 5-10 minutes, you're going to feel better with that interaction and feel closer and more bonded with that focused time instead of I'm on my phone, I'm working on this, I'm eating a snack, I'm doing that, I'm talking. Like, it's not going to be as good. So really work on being present and being where your feet are, putting your phone down, your technology down, and just trying to eliminate all the distractions in your brain and be right there. 11, in order to be happier and healthier, accept and enjoy where you are right now. So I have goals, I have things that I want to do and dreams and aspirations, but I'm not going to get there if I'm just trying to shoot over here. I have to appreciate right now, and I have to take steps now so I slowly over time get to where I want to be. It takes time. So I just want to encourage you that I'm proud of you for taking steps right now. Even with a weight loss journey or whatever you're doing, it's going to take time. It doesn't happen overnight. Even if you're doing everything right. Even if you're doing everything right, it's not going to happen right away. So be patient with yourself, trust the process, and trust that if you're doing these habits, eventually you are going to reach success. So hang in there. 12, get a regular dose of nature. So connecting to nature can really make a huge difference. There's even something called grounding when you step in the grass barefooted. Just being around, if you've ever just we've been, especially in technology, we're in this technology world, if you ever just step out and you get fresh air and you sit by the trees and you watch the leaves, or on a nice sunny day, you feel the warmth of the sun and you breathe the fresh air, do that as often as you can and as often as you need. It is critical and it will just make you feel more peaceful, happier, and more enjoyable about life. 13, if you have a problem in your life or with someone else, sweep your side of the street. So figure out, what did you do wrong? Maybe how could you have contributed to this situation? Maybe the other person hasn't handled it well, and they might have a role in it as well. But always look back to yourself. What are you doing wrong? What did you do wrong? It will really help you in your relationships and in your life to always go back to you and to stop blaming other people, and maybe trying to understand, and it will really make a difference in your relationships and ultimately your life. 14, to be happier, don't hold a grudge, right? So things can happen in life, and it's bound to happen in relationships. It's just a part of life. Sometimes things happen. We upset other people upset us, etc. But let it go. See if you can resolve it. Talk to the person. That's honest. That's my ideal way, would just be to talk to someone, be like, hey, like, I didn't mean for this to happen, or I know we didn't mean for this to happen, or whatever, but can we find a common ground? Can we work this out? And if you can, and if they're not willing to, then you just need to move on and let it go and just forgive them, and don't let that fester, because it's just not worth it. Again, we want to focus on the things and the blessings and the good things in our life. And if someone's not willing to work that out with you, and if you're not willing to, then you just need to move forward. 15, always put in your best effort. So yes, we're going to have down days, etc., but always try your best. Always try to show up as the best version of yourself and to give it everything you've got. You can't have regrets if you are putting all of your energy and your life and your goodness into the things that you're doing. So make sure you're showing up as your best self, and you won't have regrets. I know that is super important, and you can feel good about yourself. Really, it's all about the internal audience, the internal critic. And so if your internal audience and stuff is happy, then you're going to be happy too, and you're going to live a good life. Next, know that lasting change starts with your daily habits. So start working on your daily habits. If you want to live a healthy and happy and successful life, you have to work on your habits. You have to know that eating healthy is important, exercising and sleeping and scheduling time with your friends or with connections and working on projects and building your business or whatever you're doing. You have to have those habits and spend the time. I know there's some habits that I'm working on adjusting and changing that I know would make a difference in my life and would help me feel better. And so always do like an internal audit with yourself and see what you can be doing better and what habits you can be implementing or changing in order to make changes in your life. Big tip for if you're having a problem and to live a better life is to ask yourself, will this matter in a year? Will this matter in 5 minutes? 5 days, 5 years, right? It really helps you put into perspective. You can also think about, what would your 85-year-old self say about this? It can really just take you out of the situation. Sometimes we just get so like sucked into a situation or in our heads, and we need to be pulled back. We need to be zoomed out, like remembering to, like, we are so small on this planet. We're important, but we are small. So expanding out and going, whoa, is this really worth it right now? Is this worth my energy? Is this worth my time? And so zoom out, ask yourself if it's really worth freaking out about. Others with kindness and compassion. So treat others how you want to be treated. Treat them, people say how they want to be treated too, but at the end of the day, be nice, be a good person, right? That is going to make a difference. It's just, we all need that. The world needs that. The more you're nice, the more you're kind. You don't have to be walked all over. But honestly, like, I'd rather be kind to someone. So be kind. Sometimes people need to hear that, and just spread more good into the world. Lastly, know that using your mind and how you use your mind is your power. So be careful. I know I've worked on my mindset and my emotions and all this thing. I can overthink, but I've really worked on my mind, and I'm happy to share more videos about that. But working on your mind is essential, and not letting the thoughts control you, not letting the things you think about, not letting your limitations, your fears, your worries get you down. So don't let that mind come in, and just be kind, and just go for your goals and live your life and be good to people and do your best work, and life will be good for you. I hope that video was helpful to you. Sometimes it's just nice seeing some tips and ideas on how to be happy, how to be successful. And I think there's so many lessons that we can learn, and I'm sure you guys have a lot of lessons. So feel free to pop those in the comments. What are some tips on how to be happy? What are some tips on how to be successful? So that's what I want for all of you. I want you to be less stressed. I want you to be financially well off. I want you to be healthy and having thriving relationships and loving yourself. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on this channel. I'll be posting different videos throughout my time here, but I hope that at least one thing that I say is helpful to you. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if there's some comments that you think could help someone else. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video. It really supports the channel, and feel free to subscribe for more videos like this to help you live a better life and to improve yourself. So thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye guys.